Welcome to Rockingham. It's Thundersport GB, Rd6 of 2017. And we've got the GB Racing Sportsman Elite 600 class here to bring you Thundersport 600 class, the fastest of the three separate Thundersport classes that we bring to you. And here is William White, the championship leader, who's been going very well and remains incredibly consistent. Yesterday, Harry Truelove came back for a play. He won the race, but we saw a couple of other names on the podium that may well feature here today. So keep your eyes peeled. The Sportsman rider, 808, Robert Very, who was on an absolute fly yesterday, finishing second, and Max Wadsworth as well, number 72. Away we go then from the line. It was a good start there for Keelan Irwin as well, number 69. So William White has got it all to do. The good thing for him is that he has a bit of an advantage over Zach Corduroy overall in the championship, does the number 47. And provided he doesn't do anything too silly, Very and Wadsworth are not an immediate threat, but they could be later on. It was a great start for Robert Very, and he's out of the blocks fast once more on the Colin Sanderson Racing Yamaha. Syd, sometimes you go to some circuits and you see some new names coming in. Very's been in this championship all year. He's 8th overall, but I don't think anyone quite saw this coming.
Blimey, he came out of the blocks yesterday and just zoomed to the front and crippled the lap record by over a second, Steve. I mean, this is Rockingham. Over a second, hello? He was on fire, man, I'll tell you, unbelievable. Now,
Max Wadsworth, number 72, has got form here before, so we know that the rider from Halifax on the Specialised Group Kawasaki fancies a bit of the rock, but Very, well, as we said, we didn't really see it coming, the rider from Preston. William White at the moment, championship leader, is up into third. There's Brendan Mallender, number 6. He finished in 9th yesterday and remains, at the moment anyway, in the top 3 of the championship overall. Zach Corduroy, maybe not a great fan of this place, I don't know, but Corduroy's normally on a podium, there or thereabouts. He's not quite been able just to take a big enough bite out of the guys that are at the sharp end of this. We see there the leaders vary from Wadsworth, 808 and 72. Then it is the championship leader, William White. And Syd, as I was just saying about William White, if he continues this sort of consistency, he'll be fine, he'll be home and dry, but there's still a long way left in this championship.
Yeah, and Will, I'm sure he'll won't mind me saying, is ebbed and flowed. He's been reasonably consistent, but he has ebbed and flowed a bit. But keep finishing is the answer, as we know. Zach Corduroy, it's really odd to say, but he went and dipped his toe in the water at the British Championship, and I think it knocked his confidence a bit. He had problems with the bike. I don't think he gelled with the tyres, the way they run them at real low pressures, and that really did knock his confidence a bit. And he'll be back. Zach, he's very fast. Lovely, lovely lad. But just, I don't know what happened there.
Well, it could be just Rockingham as well, of course. You can see there a couple of other riders that are just struggling a bit, where you'd normally expect to see them up a bit higher. Danny Booth and Curtis Wright, a former champion, of course. Nice to see Curtis out there on the Pallet Brothers triumph once more. So a few riders out there just rebuilding a bit of confidence. Keelan Irwin isn't far away from the top 3 in the championship. If you look at the championship on paper, you would say that it's actually very close between probably 8 or 9 riders overall in the points. But coming into this race, William White has a 55-point lead over Zach Corduroy. So,
yeah, and that's quite something. It does go to show again that consistency is the key in this particular championship. They do have a habit of throwing bikes at the scenery. It's an axe murderous thing, isn't it? It's the 600 thing. But one thing that here, for example, Very is so light, isn't he? There's nothing of him. Such a good rider. But you look at Max, he's built like the proverbial brick.
I know what you're about to say, and I'll stop you there, Syd. But yes, I know what you're saying. Well, at the moment, Very's got the bit between his teeth. He leads from Wadsworth. Then it's William White, who's just starting to get a bit aggressive here. Max Wadsworth in the championship coming into this weekend was in 7th place overall, over 100 points down on William White. But yesterday he finished in 3rd, and another decent result here in this race, and he could start lifting himself up the standings by quite an amount. Jordan Rushby, quick word on him. Last year's runner-up, Sid, a bit of a nightmare for him at the start of the weekend, a big crash. He's not racing here today, and it sounds as if it's pack up shop for the rest of the year.
He's putting the lid on it. He's going to come out fighting. He's decided enough is enough. He's going to come out fighting next year on a GP1 bike. They've already made the purchase, and I think he just wants to get himself brushed down and ready to really have a go at the GP1 Championship next year.
Because he's really beaten himself up a lot, hasn't he, in the last couple of years?
Lads had so much bad luck. You know, if it hasn't been the bike, it's been the crashes, the injuries. He really hasn't had an easy time of it. He's a good lad, and he'll come back fighting. I know he will.
So at the moment in this race, Robert Very and Max Wadsworth are 1 and 2, the unlikely candidates, if you like. If they were able to repeat something like this at the future rounds we go to, you just never know what might happen in the championship. But William White at the moment is ahead of the man he needs to be, which is Zach Corduroy, who himself has just got up into 5th place. Now we know that Zach goes very well at Anglesey, so he'll be looking forward to that round. William White might have his hands full a bit there. Keelan Irwin is closing up on this group a bit as well. There he is in 4th place, number 69 on that Oasis Bar Letterkenny Yamaha. Oh, and up the inside of William White there as well. So Keelan Irwin now up into 3rd place. He knocks William White, as it is, off the podium. And so White then demoted to 4th. He's only 1 place clear now of Zach Corduroy, who's a bit further back, but they just cannot get their claws into Robert Very out front, lapping in the mid 125s at the moment.
It's worth mentioning that like Max Wadsworth and Harry Truelove both broke the lap, the standing lap record yesterday by 3/4 of a second. The fact that Robert Very came along and obliterated it by over a second, 1.1 seconds or whatever, is a completely another matter. But
he's lapping about, let's have a look here, a good 1.4 seconds slower than he was yesterday right now. So, I mean, although the sun is out, conditions perhaps not as good as they were yesterday. That said, he is leading the race comfortably, and he doesn't really need to push the boat out so much at the moment. Across the line they go, the top 4. Very still has it from Wadsworth. Then a small gap back to Keelan Irwin and William White. Further back there, the yellow bike is Corduroy, number 22, from Danny Booth. Then Curtis Wright. Chris Helliwell is also inside that top 10, along with Lloyd Shelley. Lloyd's maybe a little off colour here this weekend compared to what we're used to seeing from him.
The Terrier, yeah, he's he's got a big grin on his face. He seems to be enjoying himself, but again, Steve, I mean, it's a bit like you were saying, Rockingham's a very funny place to come and race at, and then when you get like a bunch of guys who go out there, and Max is having a proper go at Robert here, look. I mean, he is not letting him go at all. But when they go and knock a second off the lap record, it's serious lap times. And I mean, they're still sort of well below now the lap record, even the way they're racing at the moment. So it's pretty tough to be up there. And I'd like to just give a shout out to Keelan Irwin as well, because I think he's done great things this year. He's only very slightly built, isn't he? And but he wrestles the 600 around very, very well.
Yeah, round by round, Keelan Irwin is getting quicker and quicker, and he's lifted himself up into 5th overall in the championship. So things are looking good for Irwin. There he is, just up ahead of the championship leader, William White. After this round, we've got 9 races still left in the championship. Anything could happen. Some big points to be won and lost. William White, at some point, despite the fact that he's done everything right so far in terms of finishing races, collecting the points, At some point, will he start feeling a bit of pressure? Will we get to a round or two where he suddenly starts feeling that he has to defend rather than race? We'll find out, of course. We go to Anglesey next, then to Alton Park, double points, anything can happen there, as we've seen in the past, and then on to Donington National for the finale. Right, let's concentrate on this race for now, because Very it is that has the lead, but Max Wadsworth is not giving this one up in second. There's Brendan Mallender further back. Mallender at the moment is just up behind Zach Corduroy in 6th place, so 10 points in line for him at the moment. But this is your Sportsman rider, and I think that's the point, isn't it, Sid, to mention here, is that he is a Sportsman rider.
Exactly.
Which, for anyone that doesn't know, is obviously, shall we say, not quite as experienced as some of those around him.
Well, it's effectively, I mean, it's entering this championship and effectively just taking off the orange jacket in a way. But he's just got stronger and stronger and stronger. I mean, the boy is like, I mean, just look at him. There's no stopping the lad, is there?
Not at the moment, no, and he's responded to the late challenge from Max Wadsworth as well. Max is throwing everything at this, trying to close down Very, but Very's not putting a foot wrong. Something's just working and clicking for him on this circuit, and you never know, Sid. I've seen it so many times before. This could be the catalyst of what is an extraordinary run here for Very. We'll find out whether it's the circuit, or whether it's Very, or whether it's both when we get to Anglesey, but it wouldn't be that surprising, given the confidence he's probably gaining from this, if Very was now a regular on the podium.
Well, this is the thing, we've seen it so many times before, haven't we? Where they suddenly get all the confidence and bang, it all changes, you know. I mean, because they reckon 85% of this job is in the head, the nut behind the handlebars.
Get yourself a win, and once you believe and you realise that you can do it, all of a sudden, I wouldn't say racing gets easier, but certainly psychologically it's a big, big help. Further back down through the pack there, you can see number 65, a former pre-national rider there, Milburn. John Dieterman's out there as well, the reigning Golden Era Superbike champion. It's not really worked for John Dieterman, this switch to 600, so I don't know if he's still enjoying himself or not, Sid, but
he thought he'd got it sorted. I spoke to him on the test day, and he thought they'd more or less got there. He thought they'd found a problem that they'd had, you know, set-up-wise and everything else, but no, it doesn't seem to have... I don't think they can fettle this thing enough. I think him and his dad like to fettle these older bikes, you know, but we'll see. You mentioned Chris Helliwell earlier. He's really struggling with he's trying out the new 600 Michelin tyres, which are supposed to be the absolute bogs dollars. They really are supposed to be brilliant, but because of the low pressures they run in them over in Belgium, France and Spain, it's not suiting these conditions where we have these colder tarmac circuits.
yeah, well, you don't have to tell me that. I spend quite a bit of time talking to Nicolas Goubert over in the GP paddock, and he said to me that one of his big concerns and challenges is going to be Silverstone coming up,
sure,
because of the ambient track temperature being so much lower to what they're used to testing. So that'll be interesting, and once they get it sorted though, they are a competent lot, Michelin, and they do work very, very hard at trying to continuously develop tyres. In this race though, no one's able to beat Robert Very. What a fantastic weekend it has been so far for Robert Very. Yesterday, picking up his first podium in the main class, and today his first victory. There is confirmation of the result then. Very, the Sportsman rider, with the win ahead of Max Wadsworth, William White, Keelan Owen, Zach Corduroy and Curtis Wright. And here you will see on the podium Max Wadsworth from William White and Keelan Irwin, and then the man of the moment, the Sportsman winner and overall winner, Robert Very, there ahead of Sam Home and Ashley Milburn. We'll be back after the break with race 2 to see if Very can make it 2 out of 2. Okay, it's time for race 2. Looks a little brighter, doesn't it? The sun is shining, blue sky, a few clouds, but looking all right here for race 2 in the GB Racing Sportsman Elite. Here's Max Wadsworth. Can he go one better? He's had a good weekend so far, a big bundle of points, and he needs to keep that going, but they're all catching this guy. 8:08, Robert Very, the Sportsman rider on the Colin Sanderson Racing Yamaha, who looks unstoppable. Here's William White leading the championship, and he's on the Get Low Racing Triumph. Whatever happens here in this race, he's going to take a relatively handsome lead into Anglesey, but he'll still hope for a fight here for the podium, and away from the line we go. It was a really good start actually from William White, number 47, but look who's coming through. An old champion, Curtis Wright, has got himself up into second on his Pallet Brothers Racing Triumph, which sort of looks like the old Castrol colours, doesn't it? Number 74, and he's now managing a challenge and goes around the outside of everyone, and all of a sudden Curtis Wright, oh, he's just outbraked himself and allowed a couple through. Very, Wadsworth go up ahead of him. So Very back to the front we go. Number 808 from 72, Wadsworth. Up the inside of Curtis Wright goes current championship leader Will White. Will White, Curtis Wright. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, that hairpin draws you in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks really, really tough, especially given it's coming off the loop. You've got a lot of power you're carrying into it, double apexed. You can afford just to go in slightly later than usual because it'll give you the chance to power out, but unfortunately just a bit too hot there for Curtis
you can do
Wright.
a late apex, can't you?
Exactly.
But the trouble is with the late apex, what happens? Half a dozen boats come up your inside, don't they?
Some interesting lines going into Tarzan there. Keelan Irwin is made up a place. He's gone up ahead of William White. Zach Corduroy with a better start this time on the yellow Yamaha, number 22. So here they all come in a big bundle as well. Lloyd Shelley is with them. There's Danny Booth, Brendan Mallender, Sam Home, Helliwell. We got number 4 there as well. Oh, is that number 4 or was my... No, it couldn't have been number 4 because we haven't got a number 4. So my eyes are deceiving me. But it looked like... It might have been Charlie Morris actually. Charlie Morris is out there. It says in the programme he's sporting the number 1. But... we'll have to wait and see. Nice to see Charlie Morris out there racing again, of course. MSG Racing Suzuki, former champion, of course. He won this one last year, but he's not able to get close to Robert Very's times at the moment, who just seems like he's in a land of his own in this. Although, Max Wadsworth it is that, for now, has decided he wants to go at leading. From Very, Keelan Irwin, Will White and Curtis Wright.
He's a clever old sort, is Max. He's not only a very fast bike racer, but he come and fixed our computer yesterday as well, the one that does all our internal tannoys. I couldn't master the thing, that all went big ones up, but he came and sat there and sorted it all out for me. Very, very clever young man.
Well, I'm not surprised they asked a professional to do it rather than yourself, Sid. Sid still uses Amstrad back in the house at Lowestoft, but so there we go. Max Wadsworth at the moment though, focusing completely on getting the job done here.
I'll have you know, Alan Sugar told me that would last me for years.
I bet the warranty's not worth an awful lot though, is it?
It was a white line warranty, he said. I don't know what that means really, but anyway.
Ah, the white line warranty from Richard Day car sales that used to be back in the day as well. The car crosses the white line and the warranty runs out. At the moment though in this race it is Max Wadsworth that leads, and in terms of computers he's going to be hoping that he sees the checkered flag and it will be download complete soon. In second place is Very though. He has been the quickest rider of this group so far this weekend. William White just looking to try and rack up those points. There's Ashley Milburn further back through the pack. In terms of this championship, as I mentioned, William White there, number 47, he'll leave here with a lead over Zach Corduroy. That much we know. But with Very and Wadsworth going the way they are out front, they are going to, if they finish this race in first and second in whatever order, be very, very close to challenging for my liking, if my maths are right, for third overall in this championship. That's how much of an advantage they've made up in one weekend. Wadsworth came into this weekend in 7th overall. Very came into the weekend in 8th overall. By the end of this one, I wouldn't mind betting you that they're in 4th or 5th, and maybe even better, we'll see. Championship standings will be up on your screens after we've finished here at Rockingham, and there's a change once more for the lead, but again Curtis Wright goes wide, and this time he's gone way too wide, and he's lost 2-3 places, now make it 4 as Danny Booth is about to pick one off as well. Curtis Wright, it's gone all wrong for him, so he's going to have a lot of work to do. He's just filtered in behind Danny Booth. Looking like a good race for Curtis, but 2 mistakes now into Dean Corner.
Here's another one, isn't he, Danny Booth? I mean, he shows flashes of inspiration, doesn't he, and incredible speed, and then it sort of falls away. It's really odd. This job is odd.
Number 101 there, we saw Curtis Drew. He's trying to get himself inside the top 10. Oh, a moment there for Robert Very. He doesn't like the fact that he's in P2 here. The race 1 winner wants a piece of the cake again. I'm going to go up across the line once more. Keelan Irwin's doing well to keep up with these guys as well. Now I should just point out that as we come across the line here, the top 2 are both into the late 24s, so the sun has come out and the lap times are looking a lot better. Now who's that pulling out of the race? Someone's had enough. Not sure who that was, but we've lost a rider there. Now Lloyd Shelley's gone missing as well. The Terrier, he's out of the race. Was that Lloyd Shelley then, I wonder? Didn't quite get a shot of the number. Let's focus on the battle out front. It is Max Wadsworth. The gap has come down a bit. Very is closing in on him. Keelan Irwin, good lap from him last time, 25 flat. He's closing in likewise. William White, he's done low 124s, and who's that? Very angry with himself. Is that Alex Lorries? I think it is. Alex Lorries has gone down and out, so his race is over. Here is Wadsworth though, with Very up just behind him. In 3rd place, still Keelan Irwin.
And not too far behind, is he, Keelan? Really, I mean, he's carrying a watching brief there.
This is Ben Watton, number 84. Just looking to see where Ben features, just inside the top 20 at the moment. But Wadsworth now coming under real pressure from the race 1 winner, Robert Very. You would think that Very's got very little to lose here, and he's going to have a go up the inside as well. But there's a door open. Oh, just gets closed in front of him. Keelan Irwin, he's very much part of this group. He's getting sucked into this, is Keelan.
He's got Max's number here, hasn't he?
Max still leads, 72 from Robert Very. Then it's Keelan Irwin. Bit of a gap back then to Will White, the championship leader, who's keeping a close eye on things. The best thing that could happen to Will White here is that these 3 get themselves hooked up in a proper battle. Oh, I said Lloyd Shelley. There he is, the number 19. So earlier on, the guy who went out, I'm not sure, I'm not even going to guess anymore.
Steve Kaplan went out earlier. The RAF rider.
Ah, so he did. So he did. So across the line we go. And up the inside there for Brendan Mallender.
Now Brendan, I think has come on well this year. Steady ahead, but come on very well. I'm very impressed with Brendan. Not trying to do it all at once.
Your 3 leaders coming through then: Max Wadsworth, Robert Very, Keelan Irwin.
In fact, of course, sorry Steve, but in fact Brendan Mallender came into this round third in the championship. You see, again, you know, because consistency again, isn't it?
Well, it makes all the difference. You only have to ask Charlie Morris that from last year's championship.
See what this circuit, Steve, shakes people up. I mean, these bikes are proper bouncing around, aren't they? There's some serious bumps and undulations here, and like a lot of people would come here thinking that this was like flat as a pancake, wouldn't they?
Now it does look like there's a lot of movement going on underneath the bikes here. It's a circuit that bites as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Over the last few years, it's not worked out for one or two. Brilliant race this has been for Keelan Irwin in third place.
That's brilliant race, full stop, isn't it?
There is Charlie Morris.
Charlie Morris, yeah. But there's some people that they can't agree, most of the riders. Some people say it's like really high grip, and some say it's got no grip. It's really an odd surface.
Is Robert Very now just starting to show his class a bit? The two of them have broken away by, what, a couple of tenths over Keelan Irwin, and once more Very has a look up the inside. This time he's going to get it to stick. He does, and he's out front. Now, Max Wadsworth, what have you got? Can you retaliate? Very's got the hammer down. He's looking for win number 2. These two really are going to slingshot themselves into top 3 contention along with Brandon Mallender, and I think Keelan Irwin likewise is going to be the same. All 4 riders, Mallender, Irwin, Very, Wadsworth, they're going to go to Anglesey, scrapping it out for 3rd in the championship. And, well, if I'm honest, if these guys continue to fight at front of races, they could be at the end of the year fighting for the championship itself.
Well, of course, and in the Sportsman Championship, where will that put Very? I mean, it depends whether, you know, Lloyd is coming up, sort of, if he's getting 20 points. That's the
well,
thing.
Shelley didn't finish race 1, of course, earlier on.
There you go.
And he's in this race, but at the moment, you know, he is going to take 2nd in the Sportsman class, I think, here, but even so.
Was that Reg Prentice holding the last lap flag out? I believe it was.
Chucking it in then to Dean for the final time. William White has closed in on this pack, but it's a bit too late now. Will it be Very, Wadsworth and Irwin? Will it stay the way it is right now? Max Wadsworth will surely have a go somewhere. He gets on the power nice and early into Chapman Curve. His first chance is going to come at Tarzan, of course, as they exit Gracelands here.
They ain't hanging about, Steve, are they?
And he's definitely going to have a go here. Wadsworth now entering Gracelands, about to exit up towards Tarzan. It's now or never, you fear, for Max Wadsworth. He's got to have a look, surely, and he does, but it's a defensive line from Very. On the cutback, Wadsworth will try and get on the power as early as possible, but it's just not looking like he's going to have enough in the tank to do it. He's going to, long way round through the chicane, ain't going to work, and unfortunately he's going to have to play second fiddle once more. He's tried everything, look. He's trying to get on the power a bit earlier. Oh, it's just not quite enough. The checkered flag goes out and Robert Very wins again here at Rockingham with Max Wadsworth 2nd, Keelan Irwin in an excellent 3rd, and it's 4th for the championship leader, William White. Could this be the day that we look back on and say this is where we met Robert Very? A great win for the Sportsman rider, 3 tenths clear in the end of Max Wadsworth. Keelan Irwin 3rd, White 4th, Zach Corduroy in 5th, and Brendan Mallender there in 6th place overall. Top 3 on your screen then is Max Wadsworth, you've got Keelan Irwin there and William White, and in the Sportsman class, Robert Very the winner from Lloyd Shelley and Sam Home. Looking to the championship, William White it is that has a very nice lead indeed. That looks like 62 points for me. And then further down, only 11 points look splitting now. Max Wadsworth, Robert Very and the rest as well. Robert Very has gone ahead of Lloyd Shelley in the Sportsman class, 10 points clear of last year's pre-national sport champion. We've still got 3 rounds to go at Thundersport GB. Thanks for joining us at The Rock. We are in North West Wales next time, Anglesey, for round 7. We'll see you there.